wonder if she's thinking of me.
As part of Comic Relief's 24-hour Datathon, we took over the Telford Centre, inviting various musicians to take part in the challenge and record a live session while they were at it. Well, coming up, Donington's own Dribbz on how childhood pain became powerful music and why he's now using his voice to make a difference for young people and champion men's mental health across Telford.
Writing lyrics has always been my thing. When I was going through a lot of the stuff what my father was putting my mum and myself through, I'd always go upstairs and I'd write how I was feeling onto paper. Keywords: scared, anger, confusion. And I would love to find them pieces of paper now to put myself back in that position just for 5 minutes to see how far I've come now.
And if you're writing music across our area, then upload your tracks to bbc.co.uk/introducing.
This is BBC Introducing. BBC Introducing the future of music.
Oh.
The BBC Introducing featured artists.
Live from the Telford Centre.
It is 3:05 in the morning. We're here because there's a 24-hour Datathon taking place for Comic Relief, and well, because the kind folks of the Telford Centre said that we could use it through the night, we thought we're better to do a recording session and put some incredible musicians on in an extraordinary place. And that's exactly what we're about to bring you now. Someone who just lives around the corner from where we are now in Telford. Someone who's a strong advocate for men's mental health and is in fact the editor of The Scene magazine. He's a dedicated podcaster and regularly hosts mental health workshops with local schools and youth projects. Also nominated for Best Album, Best Hip Hop, Rap, Best Music Video, Best Drum and Bass at the Shropshire Music Awards as well last year, and someone who's absolutely doing loads as a special needs teacher and as a foster carer as well, but equally pouring his heart and soul into his music. From Telford then, this is Dribbz.
Yo, I'm sure by now you know, and if you don't, let me explain. Music is my life, something I have to sustain. If I had a second chance, I would do it again. And since I turned to hip-hop, I've been soaring like a plane. From the rave to the stage, on the road and back again. Kissing my kids goodnight to get to the rave at 10. But thinking back then, that's all part of progression. Juggling family life and a music obsession. I've been doing my thing for maybe 50 years or more. I can spit drum and bass, I can rock a dance floor. Some say my style's raw, it's rotten to the core, but there's a different style that you just can't ignore. Music's never been a chore, it's only been a pleasure. The lyrics and the beats are worth the finest treasure. And while there's breath in me, I'll be doing this forever. I love how music brings all people together. Big up the BBC Music Introducing. Let's go.
Bring the baseline back, rather than that, come on, rack, stack, bring the baseline back, rather than that, come on, rack, stack.
Cause when that beat hits my soul, it's like an element of grace, uplifting my spirits with a smile on my face. Now I've give you a taste. This music goes deeper than a dog-eat-dog race, and since day one I've been picking up the pace, showing versatile, a different kind of style, heading for that first place. Supporters, thank you, hand on my heart. There's nothing in my music that will set us apart. You've been there since the start, sharing all of my tracks. I've been writing till the morning cause I just can't relax. So I'll admit the facts, it runs deep through my vein. When I'm gone, my music will be left to remain. We're all thinking the same, digesting all this love and we're avoiding the pain. We're turning to this music to hide from the pain, like we have nothing to gain. With the love for the beats, then we have to maintain. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Early morning, but we're bringing the vibe.
Bring the baseline back, rather than that, come on, rack, stack, bring the baseline back, rather than that, come on, rack, stack.
Thank you so much. BBC Music Introducing. It's all about raising money for such a worthwhile cause of comic relief. I'm going to move into a little bit more of a serious flow. This is what I'm known for. I'm a storyteller. I write lyrics direct from my heart. Music has changed me as a person. It's made me elevate and it's made me a better person in society, and I owe a lot to this music. So this one's called Letter to Myself, and I've done a lot of growing up. I've been through a lot, and that's why I can do what I do now and really connect with my audiences, because these are things that I've been through, and this is all about me as a grown man now and going through all the life lessons that I have, thinking back and putting myself in that position of that small child. Let me show you how this one goes. Let's go. It's just a letter to myself. Now I understand my health. If you've got a family, you've got wealth. They were always too quick to place me on the shelf. It's just a letter to myself. Now I understand my health. If you've got a family, you've got wealth. They were always too quick to place me on the shelf. Dear Adam, I'm here to write you a letter. There's times that you'll struggle, but things will get better. I know things seem a little crazy at home, seeing dad on weekends and all he does is moan. Be respectful to your mom, she's the good guy in this. Ignore your dad's lies and the truth that he twists, cause your nan made you promise before she left this world you'd look after a daughter, that's a little girl. You're just 7 years old with a chip on your shoulder. If your mom gets upset, promise me that you'll hold her. For the first few years it was just you and her. All she had was you and all you had was her. I know you like to joke around and act a fool. You can never sit still or take kindly to rules. You're totally unaware to a certain degree. You'll eventually be diagnosed with ADHD. It's just a letter to myself. Now I understand my health. If you've got a family, you've got wealth. They were always too quick to place me on the shelf. It's just a letter to myself. Now I understand my health. If you've got a family, you've got wealth. They were always too quick to place me on the... And them teachers at school will think you're just a fool. Only aim to achieve is to try and be cool. Well, I promise you this, they're completely wrong. One day they'll be listening to your personal song. You won't believe it now, but later on in life you'll be surrounded by love, 2 kids and a wife. And the fact that you love to read and write all the time will eventually contribute to writing these rhymes. Cause that little boy there who don't believe in himself will become a strong advocate for mental health. And people will reach out for advice and support, cause you've got a good heart with all you've been taught. Keep focused and switch on, little man, you're a star. But dash them dreams of driving your own car. Epilepsy will creep up when you least expect. Your conditions in life will affect you direct. It's just a letter to myself. Now I understand my health. If you've got a family, you've got wealth. They were always too quick to place me on the shelf. It's just a letter to myself. Now I understand my health. If you've got a family, you've got wealth. They were always too quick. One more time, introduce him. It's just a letter to myself. Now I understand my health. If you've got a family, you've got wealth. They were always too quick to place me on the shelf. Thank you so much.
That's Dribbz performing for BBC Introducing underneath the frog clock and the huge dome structure, a square dome. Well, I don't know if there's a word for that, which is full of glass right in the middle of the shopping centre. It's completely abandoned. I mean, listen to this. Just no one here at all. Well, I say no one's here. Dribbz is here. Hey. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. The acoustics are perfect in here, you know.
Absolutely
You couldn't have found a better spot, so well done you.
What a career and what a life you've had.
Absolutely, yeah. When I was a child, I needed that father figure, and I never found that father figure until a later years. And for many years, it was just me, my brother and my mom bringing 2 children up as a single parent. And she was amazing, she taught me all the morals. She taught me that it's okay to wear your heart on your sleeve and speak your mind. I've took a lot from that because I now apply that to the music, and I want to be that person that I needed way back then.
But it's interesting on how you've come from growing up with just your mum to now you're doing foster care and helping people who haven't even got that.
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to go tenfold. I wanted to take it further, rather than just having my own children, which is an absolute pleasure in itself. I wanted to look at the bigger picture. There's children out there that need stable homes and need father figures, and I wanted to be the person to do that.
How do you get to be a foster carer?
There's lots of training. Obviously, there's the initial steps, as in contacting different foster provisions out there, from local authority to private agencies. And what I would say, and this is what I found massively beneficial to me and my wife, was speak to existing foster carers, because they will tell you the real kind of nitty-gritty of it. Some of the highs and again some of the lows, which some of the agencies might not tell you.
How many people have you looked after?
I think it's touching on 14, 15 children.
Wow. And that's in a decade?
Yeah, it is. Each time a child leaves our home, we place a picture in a cluster frame that's in our house, And there's many a time I'll look at that frame and think, wow, we've had an impact on each individual child there. And no child is the same. Each child has their own story, has their own background of where they've come from, and they're all unique and very, very different. But to look at that cluster frame of pictures and know that you've made an impact on each one of them children's lives is the most beautiful feeling. It really is.
And talk to me about that, because you take them underneath your wing and you really try and bring them up. You never expect to hear then, oh, you let that foster child go. What happens when they finish foster care?
There's many different avenues for them to go. You know, they can go into adult services and form their own path in life. With us, when we have a child that maybe goes to adoption, as much as we may like to keep in touch with the child to see how they're doing, it is completely up to the adoptives to whether they keep in touch with us. Some do and some don't. It does break our heart, I'm not going to lie, but it absolutely does break our heart. But we rebuild ourselves when we go again. I've been with my wife for 21 years now, childhood sweethearts, and there's proof in that testament of the 21 years together. You know, we work as a team and we support each other, and I wouldn't be here doing what I do today with confidence in my craft without her, because I always say this, behind every good man is an even better woman, pushing you and striving you to be the best version that you could possibly be. And I want to send a shout out to my wife, actually. She's made me the person I am today.
And that's beautifully poetic in the sense of you're also an advocate for men's mental health to the extent that you edit a magazine talking about that very issue.
Yeah, so we've got the Scene magazine in Telford. I do the men's mental health page, so if ever you see that about, please just have a look at it. Lots of different features, adverts and whatnot. The men's mental health section is by me, and with that, sometimes I'll give perceptions of how I see certain situations, but just because I see them doesn't mean they're right. So I do tend to get other men who have stories that may be really inspiring because they've gone through the absolute mill and come out the other end, and I interview them and I feature them within the article, and the proof's in the pudding, really. I've had a lot of people come back to me and say, you know what, I thought I was in a situation that no one else has ever been in, but since reading your article I now know that I wasn't alone in the thoughts that I was feeling.
More coming up from Dribbz.
The BBC introducing featured artist.
Live from the Telford Centre.
Right, an incredible artist now who we've championed lots on the radio. Born and raised in Donington, Dribbz is using his music to make a difference across Telford. What began as a way of writing through pain and confusion as a child has grown into something much bigger. He's now a foster carer, a men's mental health advocate, a podcaster and a regular visitor to local schools where he's encouraging young people to speak up. Well, his story is one of turning life's hardest moments into something positive for others, and he joins us to talk about the journey that's brought him here. And I tell you what, as we head into the second part of his live session tonight, if you don't do anything else today, just listen to the lyrics of this following song. Recorded at about 3 a.m. in the Telford Centre. This is Dribbz.
This next one is a little bit special to me. Me and my wife have been foster carers now for coming up to 10 years, so it's a bit of a milestone for us. We've fostered many different children from many different walks of backgrounds, and it's an absolute pleasure to see these children come into our house and flourish and grow and be the best individual they can possibly be. And yes, it's an emotional roller coaster, but we wouldn't have it any other way. So I wanted to write a track to highlight a child's first night in care from a perspective of the child itself and from the foster carer. So this one's called The Space Between. Same road, same pain, same hope in their eyes. Different reasons why, but they all want to rise. From the streets to the system, from the hurt to their home. Each child just searching for a place of their own. Different roads, same pain, same hope in their eyes. Different reasons why, but they all want to rise. From the streets to the system, from the hurt to their home. Each child just searching for a place of their. The door shuts soft, but the silence is loud. Another stranger's house with a different crowd. They say this one's safe, but how would I know? Each smile I've received had a price below.
My bag's half closed, half memory and pain, full of photos of faces I may never see again. They say it's my new start, I'm already at a loss. For every goodbye there's a hidden cost. There's rules on the fridge, my name's on the door, but I question this, where I belong anymore. I'm polite, I learn quick, that'll get me through, but my mind's like a storm, I just wish they knew. My social worker said I'm fine, just breathe. She ain't seeing what I'm seeing, what my mind believes. For love leaves quick and the trust goes too. My walls built high, it's what I've learned to do. My vision's unclear, it clouds when I'm near. They say grace at the table, this family's a team. I'm told give it time, but how long will it be? I can't help but wonder if she's thinking of me. I thought I was content, I didn't know no different. Now I'm told her actions were a little inconsiderate. If love is a home, then I'm still out there. Another child to the system, my first night, and different roads, same pain, same hope in their eyes. Different reasons why, but they all wanna rise. From the streets to the system, from the hurt to their home. Each child just searching for a place of their own. Different roads, same pain, same hope in their eyes. Different reasons why, but they all wanna rise. From the streets to the system, from the hurt to their home. Each child just searching for a... My social worker said just give him space. I couldn't help but notice the tears on his face. His eyes too old for the years they've seen, full of so much pain where dreams should have been. I told him good night, he just nodded low. I've got so much to give, he just doesn't know. This house a safe space, he just isn't aware. Not a passers-by hostel, a complete lack of. And downstairs I stare in this big open cup, believing and hoping that he may open up. There's a pattern I've noticed, each first night's the same. A new soul welcome with a different flame. And I know I can't fix what first broke his heart, but maybe I can give him a place to restart. A warm meal, certainly a safe night's rest. I'm far from perfect, but I'll try my... I heard my floorboards creep around 2:30. His footsteps were gentle, tears filled the room. I whispered, you okay? He could hardly speak. I sat for a while and reclined in my seat. He held his bear like it's all he's got. His world's been cold, though that bear stayed hot. Now the months are gone by, from his walls there's no sound. Inevitable progress from the trust that he's found. The laughter we share as I switch off the light. And then he asked me, can you tuck me in good night? It's the small things to others, man, they hit so deep. When a broken child finally drifts off to sleep.
Thank you so much, man. That one's called The Space Between, and I am into the last one already. Time flies when you're having fun. Right then, so this next one is my brand new track, music video soon, and this one is called Can You Hear Me? Because throughout all the work and all the mental health advocating, I want to be the voice of someone who can't find the words to express how they really feel. So this one is called Can You Hear Me?
Lord, can you hear me? I write my truth in these lines. All this is straight from the heart. Every verse is a piece of my life. I lost some people I love, still pretend I'm alright.
Let's go.
Lord,
BBC Music introducing. Lord, I know you hear me, I've been walking through the static, trying to hold my balance while the world is moving manic. People say they feel me, but they never understand it. There's pressure on my shoulders and it's heavy like a planet. Life's been throwing curves and I'm trying to catch him clean, fix his faces in my life that no one ever sees. I'm talking to the sky like, yo, what does all this mean? I'm searching for a place inside a world that ain't serene. Got dreams that I'm chasing and fears that I'm facing. Moments where I feel like I'm just running out of patience, but I keep going forward even when it's looking blurry. Hoping someone hears me when I'm speaking out the fury. My life, I tell the tale, but I ain't ready to fail. There's weight behind these words on a whole different scale. So if you hear my voice, even whisper light and weary, I'm just trying to make it through, Lord. Can you hear me? I write my truth in these lines. All this is straight from my heart. Every verse is a piece of my life.
I lost some people I love, still pretend I'm alright. Lord, can you hear
Let's go.
me?
Lord, I know you hear me, I've been trying to find direction. Every step I take is just another new lesson. And people come and go, so I guard my own reflection, trying to heal from the wounds and all the things I didn't mention. Life's moving fast, but I'm stuck in slow motion. My heart's on my sleeve, but I drown in my emotion. I'm trying to stay awake with the float, they keep on rolling. I'm looking for a sign in a world that's so broken. I've been reaching out, wondering who's gonna grab my hand. I'm standing in the dark, hoping someone understands. But I learned sometimes you gotta be your own plan. Carry all that weight and be your number one fan. Cause life gets tough, believe there's times when I'm down. My feelings and emotions, they circle around. So if you hear my voice when the night gets eerie, I'm just trying to push it through, Lord. Can you hear me? I write my truth in these lines. All this is straight from my heart. Every verse is a piece of my life.
I lost some people I love, still pretend I'm alright. Lord, can you hear me?
That's Dribbz performing for BBC Introducing here at the Telford Centre. Now, in the last hour of the show, we were talking about your experience as a foster carer and also your experience with mental health growing up has led you to editing a magazine locally as well. What led you to doing that?
As many people, lockdown hit, the uncertainty. Depression started knocking the door. A good friend of mine said you can either let depression knock that door and let it in, or you can turn something that's slightly uncertain and slightly negative into building yourself up to be the best version of you. And thank the Lord, I built myself up to be the best version of me. And since lockdown, I've just kind of ran with this hip hop, and I feel like I've got a niche. There's a lot of rappers within Telford and Shropshire and whatnot, but I haven't got a bone in my body that would suggest I was from somewhere else other than locally. You know, I'm very proud to be a council estate and proud. Donington I grew up in, or my family still live down there, quite well known within Donington, and I like to think I'm quite well liked within Donington, but there's a lot of children that look up to me from going into these local schools, and it's a beautiful feeling when you get these kids coming up to you and they're reciting your lyrics or they want you to have a picture with them. To me it means everything, because I was that little child back in Donington. I didn't have a father figure to look up to, and now these guys look at me positively, and I think it's quite important that because I'm in that kind of limelight where kids are looking up to me, it's important for me to be the best possible version of myself.
Because you're doing this in schools, as you were saying.
Absolutely,
then, so.
Yeah, I'm going around to a lot of the local primary schools within Telford, about an hour's talk about the importance of speaking up about their mental health. I always start with the same line, and that is, you guys sat here today in 2026, you are in the most amazing point of your life within mental health, because when I was a child, there was no aftercare, there was no, would you like to talk about it? I rolled with 2 words when I was a child, and that was man up. And now I've grown to hate them words. I despise them words, man up, because what is man up? You know, lots of people go through lots of different things, and just because someone says man up, all of a sudden, is that a wand that will take all these problems away? No, it's not. Of course it's not. So to me, it isn't about manning up. It's about dealing with how they're feeling right now, finding out what it is, and attempting to address the issue.
Can I ask what the day job is?
So at the moment, the foster caring is the day job. Now, previous to that, I was a special needs teaching assistant for 15 years with severe special needs children.
It's no wonder where you get your lyrics from.
I've always been lyrically, I was very good at English as a child. Maths, horrendous. It's no lie, I left school with a very low maths grade, which really interfered with me progressing in career with teaching, for example. However, I did go back to college, and I was doing 2 or 3 night classes and tried to progress myself as much as I can, but English has always been my thing, and writing lyrics has always been my thing, you know. When I was going through a lot of the stuff I was with, what my father was putting my mum and myself through, I'd always go upstairs and I'd write how I was feeling onto paper. And I would love to find them pieces of paper now to put myself back in that position just for 5 minutes to see how far I've come now. But I'd always write keywords on a piece of paper, you know, scared, anger, confusion. In 2026, now I'm close to being 40 now. nothing's really changed, because when I'm feeling low, when I'm feeling anxious, I turn to music at any given moment, and I still write my thoughts and feelings down on paper. The only difference is now in 2026 I accompany it with a beat.
And that's a beautiful full 360, because there's so many songs out there where it's just la-di-da-di-da lyrics. How on earth do you remember all the words?
I don't know, because ask me what I did an hour ago, I wouldn't have a clue. I've got ADHD. I was diagnosed last year now, so I'm medicated. That was controlling my life. I couldn't really understand why my brain did certain things in certain aspects of situations, why I couldn't regulate my emotions, and then I opened the door with an assessment for ADHD and found out I did have severe ADHD. And since being medicated, I am the best possible version of myself. I'm a better husband, a better father, and a better music artist. I'm not double booking myself, triple booking myself no more. It's been the best possible thing for me. So the ADHD, it makes the brain run 100 miles an hour, if not more. But the one thing that it actually slows down is the intake of music, and that's how I remember all my lyrics.
You're a remarkable individual.
Thank you.
I did have to hold back some tears on some of the things I heard, so thank you so much for coming.
No, you're very welcome. Thank you so
today.
much for the opportunity. It should be me thanking you guys, so I appreciate it.
On BBC iPlayer, they're on a journey into the unknown.